Could you please talk about what happened to the banking system, personal banks as well? Are there any limits on how much cash one can get out of the ATM or just from the teller? Is the cash transactions with the bank limited in one way or another?
Okay, so cash and gold and stuff like that. Well, to be honest with you, having cash in your hand, like I said before, if you were having $1 million cash and you trade it into bolívares in the year 2000, $1 million, and you were going to withdraw that money, you will have, in 2020, as in 20 years later, that $1 million just turned into 1 cent. Or, maybe 10 cents. So, yeah. So you're withdrawing 10 cents. So if you had cash and you were, going to use it during those 20 years, I'm going to tell you right now that you will have to go to the bank several times because of several reasons. Number one, every time that the government removes zeros from the currency, you need to exchange the currency because nobody will take the old currency. So they have done that, I think, 3 or 4 or 5. Oh, crap, I forgot how many times they have done that. So let's say 3. So they have done this 3 times. And, so you will have to stay, in the bank and go through a line for about 3 or 4 days, try to exchange that money. And there is no guarantee that the money that they have is enough to give people cash for it. So even if you go to the bank, they will force you to put the money into the bank because they do not have enough to trade it for you. So it's kind of like let's say that you're changing 500 for $500. You have a bill that says 500. One note that says 500, and you need one note that says 5 because that is a new currency. You traded 500 to 5. And this is just an example. So you go to the bank and you have, let's say, 40 notes, 40 bills, and the bank goes, oh, sorry, we only allowed you to have 5, and you gotta deposit the rest. So banks will force people to put money in the banks because cash is being sold. And this is a way in which bank people, as in employees, not the bank per se, the employees, will be making money because let's say that you have a company and you need to pay your employees, and you need to pay the employees in cash. So you need the cash, but the bank will not give you the cash. So you go to the employee, hey, I need you to save me 40 notes because I have 40 notes. And then the employee goes, yeah, but what are you going to give me? So, this is a way in which banks will be able to keep employees because banks will pay the employees the minimum wage. And if you pay someone the minimum wage, basically that means that they are a slave. So they got every single time that you go into any kind of job, you will have either bonuses that the company has to give you, cash that they don't have to make it into the accounting or whatever, but you have to give them that because otherwise they will leave. Or they will have to put you in a position in which people will be forced to give you, gift or bribes or trade something for you or whatever it is that you are doing. Because otherwise, no one, and I do mean no one, will work in the entire country because of that. And the reason why cash is now being sold is because the bank's employees are going to make money out of that. And then other people will also make money out of that. People that store cash, now they need to get rid of it, so you sell it. So you will make a profit out of selling your cash. However, that profit or whatever you're doing is not going to be enough to do anything, basically. So what you're doing is, let's say that you have a saving of $10,000 cash, and the government decided to, change the currency. So now those $10,000 is worth nothing. But, it will be worth nothing in 2 months from now. But since people are getting rid of the cash and they still need the freaking cash, then you sell it for 20% more, and now you have it in the bank, and now you gotta go all over again into the same cycle. So, again, the most important part about the cash and about anything that you do is, who do you know? And this one is extremely important. And about, the second part of this question, which was the stock market and stuff like that. Quite frankly, the stock market national, as in the Venezuelan one, not very popular, and not everyone will trade in that. And quite frankly, you need to be extremely careful about the companies that you are that you're making a profit from. So I am going to give you one example. Again, I am not a financial advisor or anything like that. So I'm just going to tell you because I made a video that was about 40 minutes about explaining to you the thought process that you go when you're buying a cell phone, a computer, or anything like that. And here is the deal about trading in the stock market and all of the things that are going to be changing in your head. So if you invest in a company that makes the money out of spare parts, then you are probably, pointing to the wrong company, because during hard times, people will never be able to afford spare parts again. So, things that require a hell of a lot of changes, basically, nobody will buy those things anymore, because, let's say that you have $1,000 for you at your house, and you need to spend, before you spent, let's say, $20 in a vacuum sealer, the vacuum for the house, you spend $20 on the spare part for the bag of that vacuum or something like that, So that is an expense for you because, you need it. After all, you are cleaning with that. However, during hard times, that vacuum thing is going to cost you $50, and then $100, and then $200, and then $400. So, and you still are getting the same $1,000, as an income. So if the vacuum sealer, the vacuum bag, for the vacuum that you have, will cost you $1,000, out of $1,000 that you have, or let's say $400 out of $1,000 that you have, you're not buying that. So all of these companies will have a hell of a lot of spare parts that nobody can afford. And basically, whatever you have in your house that requires a hell of a lot of spare parts or whatever will be worthless, because you cannot afford something forever. And that's why I said in that video that you need to understand this thought process, because you need to understand how the companies are making the money. If they are making the money out of that, meaning they are pinching you, and then people will be fed up and they won't be able to afford it. And at this point, although the companies will have to change the entire thing or whatever, and then these companies will lose all their value. And basically you will have to either, this company will have to go overseas or whatever, but you're not getting anything from this market anymore. You already drained it. However, if you invest in companies that will do something better, and I am going to make a mention here, by the way, I'm not endorsing that company or whatever, but I am going to tell you that this is the thought process on investment. So this company is Dyson. I mean, Dyson made the vacuum cleaners, and now you buy the vacuum cleaner only once. You do not need to buy spare parts. You just need to buy one. So in hard times, this is extremely important, because that means that you will never need to buy anything else for that thing unless it is broken. So if that happens, then this company will always have, clients and everything, because their ethics is very, very good. So I will advise people to invest into those type of companies, the ones that are ethical with you and they don't want to drain you. That will be my advice, personal, not financial or anything like that, so just letting you know that one. So thank you.